The question of whether Jews, Israelites, and Israel are the same is complex, with historical, cultural, and religious layers. According to the Bible, these terms are interconnected but are not entirely synonymous. Here is an in-depth, biblically centered look into their origins, differences, and connections. Before we start, we'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoy our video, please hit the like button. This will help us reach more people and create content for you. Now let's get started with today's video. The origins of Israel, the patriarchs. The story begins with Abraham, a central figure in the Bible, particularly in the book of Genesis. Abraham was called by God to leave his homeland and go to Canaan, where God promised him land and descendants as numerous as the stars. Genesis 15 verse 5. This covenant marked the beginning of the Israelite nation. Abraham's faith and obedience laid the foundation for his descendants, through whom God would establish a unique people. Isaac, Abraham's son, inherited this promise. Isaac's son Jacob, whose name God later changed to Israel, Genesis 32 verse 28, became the father of 12 sons, who became the heads of the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob's new name, Israel, signifies he who struggles with God, which came after he wrestled with an angel. This name not only became his, but also referred to his descendants as a people. 2. The Israelites, descendants of Jacob, Israel. The Israelites were the descendants of Jacob, Israel, representing all 12 of his sons' families. Each son formed a tribe: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, whose sons Manasseh and Ephraim are often counted as two tribes. Benjamin. Collectively, they were known as the children of Israel or the Israelites. The term Israelites refers to this collective identity, a people chosen by God, distinguished by the covenant given to them, and expected to obey God's commandments. They became a nation in Egypt, where they grew in number and were later enslaved, leading to the Exodus under Moses, Exodus 1-14. In biblical history, the Israelites are a people with a national and spiritual identity. They were called by God to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, Exodus 19 verse 6, emphasizing both a communal faith commitment and an earthly kingdom under God. 3. The United Kingdom of Israel. The Israelites wandered for 40 years in the wilderness after leaving Egypt, eventually entering the promised land of Canaan under Joshua. There, they established themselves as a confederation of tribes, initially led by judges. The Israelites then sought a monarch, leading to the establishment of the United Kingdom of Israel under Saul, David, and Solomon. King Saul was Israel's first king, though his rule was marred by disobedience to God. King David, who followed Saul, unified the tribes, established Jerusalem as the capital, and was promised a perpetual dynasty, 2 Samuel 7. King Solomon, David's son, built the first temple in Jerusalem, centralizing Israel's worship. Under these kings, Israel reached a height of territorial and political power, embodying the vision of a holy nation under God's rule. However, after Solomon's reign, the kingdom fractured. The division, Israel and Judah. Following Solomon's death, the United Kingdom split due to internal conflicts and disobedience to God. The northern kingdom retained the name Israel and was composed of 10 tribes. The southern kingdom became known as Judah, named after the tribe of Judah, which was the dominant tribe, and included the tribe of Benjamin and portions of Levi. This division is significant because it led to distinct identities. The Israelites in the north continued under their kingdom, often deviating from God's commandments, which led to their downfall. In 722 BC, the Assyrian Empire conquered Israel, and the people were largely dispersed or assimilated into other populations, leading to the concept of the lost 10 tribes of Israel. The kingdom of Judah survived longer, maintaining the Davidic dynasty in Jerusalem. In 586 BC, however, Babylon conquered Judah, destroyed the temple, and exiled many Judeans, from which the term Jews derives. Jews, from Judah to modern identity. The term Jew originates from Judah, Hebrew, Yehuda. Initially, it referred specifically to the people of the kingdom of Judah, which included the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and some Levites. Over time, as many Israelites from other tribes also settled in Judah, Jew began to encompass anyone who identified with Judaism or the Judean culture. After the Babylonian exile, many exiled Judeans returned to Jerusalem and rebuilt the temple. Ezra and Nehemiah describe this period. By then, the word Jew was solidifying as a term representing those who practiced Judaism and adhered to the Mosaic Law. The cultural and religious descendants of the ancient Israelites, particularly those from the southern kingdom. As centuries passed, the term Jew was no longer tied solely to the tribe of Judah, but became a collective identity for the people adhering to Jewish faith and customs. In the New Testament, for example, the term Jew is widely used, encompassing all people of Israelite heritage, particularly those living in Judea and following Jewish practices. The modern nation of Israel. The modern state of Israel, established in 1948, is a political entity. It was founded as a homeland for Jews worldwide in response to centuries of persecution, particularly the Holocaust. While it connects to the ancient kingdom of Israel, it is not strictly a continuation of the biblical Israelite nation. Modern Israel is secular in governance, although it emphasizes Jewish cultural and historical identity. People of various ethnic and religious backgrounds live there, including Jews, Muslims, Christians, and others. Many Jews today see the modern state as the fulfillment of biblical prophecies about the return to the land, e.g., Ezekiel 37:7. Key differences and connections according to the Bible. The Bible presents distinctions between Israelites, Jews, and Israel, even though they are deeply intertwined. Israelites, a term for the descendants of Jacob, encompassing all 12 tribes and representing the original covenant people of God. Jews, initially people of Judah, but over time, this became a term for all those associated with Judaism or descended from the ancient Judean population. Israel, originally the United Kingdom under Saul, David, and Solomon. Later split into two kingdoms, Israel and Judah. The modern state of Israel is a secular nation with a predominantly Jewish population, connecting to the biblical Israel through heritage and identity. Theologically, the concept of spiritual Israel is introduced in the New Testament. Paul writes about a remnant of Israel and says that Gentiles who follow Christ are grafted into Israel's olive tree, Romans 11, expanding the concept of Israel to include all who have faith in God through Jesus Christ. 8. Are they the same? In summary, while all Jews are Israelites, descendants of Jacob/Israel, not all Israelites are necessarily Jews, especially when considering the 10 northern tribes that were dispersed. Additionally, Israel as a term has transformed through time. From a person, Jacob, to a people, the Israelites, to a nation, ancient Israel, and finally to the modern state of Israel. Biblically, Israel as a people carries a strong covenantal and spiritual identity, while the modern state of Israel represents a geographical and political reality. Jews today hold both a religious. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. I hope you like this video. Thank you.